Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 for some more multiplayer racing. For this session, we are using B-Class heavyweights. These vehicles had to weigh 4,500 pounds or more, which is a lot of weight in here. And to be honest, I am driving a GMC Typhoon, but to get this to the weight, it's had to be modified a fair bit. It has a diesel engine in it. It has the V8 diesel, that put the weight up. It has a roll cage, it has a 10-speed gearbox. Everything that could add weight was put on this car to try and get it over the requirement. I mean, it does have 1,000 torque, it has 475 horsepower, and very big tyres. Very big tyres on this one. 305s at the back, 285s at the front. I've got the off-road race tyres because this series of races are tackling tarmac and dirt circuits. And I went for the off-road race in the... I wanted to... Well, actually, it was to get the engine in the car and keep the PI and get it all to work and everything. It was a bit of a faff to build. There's going to be a whole mixture of stuff in here as far as vehicle builds go. There's some very powerful cars. There is Shadow's got a Bentley. Oh, I forgot I've got so many gears, so we're not going to be very good off the line. So Shadow has slicks on a Bentley 8 litre with a lot of power and all-wheel drive. It's a bit of an odd thing. That'll probably be very good here, I would imagine. It's very, very skinny tyres on a Bentley 8 litre. I think they're 195s on that, but that's probably going to be unmatchable here, but of course will suck off-road. We are aiming to be good everywhere and sort of take it from there. I don't know if the Typhoon is the way to go. I mean, this is a full-on handling circuit. The other thing with the Bentley, of course, is it has no top speed. They will be absolutely atrocious in terms of straight-line speed. We are still trying to make this outside pass work on the Crown Vic. I don't know whether we're going to finally get it completed. We do. Now we've got an Impala coming to say hello as well. Those things quite good. How much grip do we have through here? A decent amount, more than the Impala. The Impala just understeered off into a wall. We're actually not that bad. I mean, I'll be honest, this doesn't feel like a £4,500 vehicle. It is remarkable. I mean, it certainly doesn't feel like a sports car as I go really wide into turn one. Definitely doesn't feel like a sports car, but for what is probably twice the weight of most of the vehicles I run, it could be worse handling. It could be a lot worse handling. Although I have got to remember, I really do need to drive it better. The Impala is, if we do that again, we are going to lose out to the Impala. So we're not catching Shadow, but this track is very much suited to Shadow's car. This is the this is the dream as far as that Bentley goes for circuits. The Impala is really struggling. For grip, we are at least a little bit grippier than that. Is it going to be able to find a way past down the hill? I don't think so. Now, I know Silver has got a Bentley 8 litre as well with astonishing amounts of power. So that's... I mean, it's a brave choice. I believe it's got 1,300 horsepower, which will be unbelievably quick accelerating, but is going to be shot in the corner, so they're doing very well to have it as high up the leaderboard as they do at the moment. We will try and just be neat and tidy through this section and, yeah, keep ourselves ahead of the Impala. I think we've found ourselves in a relatively nice spot. I think we're going to be more suited to the off-road stuff, and I'm okay with that. I'm happy enough with that being what we're geared towards. And I think, honestly, on some of the bigger, faster tarmac circuits, we might be able to give that Bentley some trouble. Now, the faster circuits, the other Bentley may have a thing or two to say about it, but we're going to cross that bridge when we get to it, pretty much. What have we got fighting back there? I cannot see. Another Crown Vic, maybe? Can't tell from the long-range car spotting. Oh, bit of understeer creeping in. Considering we're on off-road race tyres against a slick-tyred car, and the slick-tyred car actually has more power than we do as well. The Bentley 8 litre is weird PI. Yeah. I've built them before. They are horrible to drive, but if you can get them right, they can actually be weirdly fast. I don't like them personally, but yeah, if you can get them right, they can, in certain circumstances, be quite fast. I think we are pulling away from third place. So yeah, we've got a little bit. It's a little bit of a no man's land race. I mean, if we can get a lap time even remotely close to that Bentley, it's not. I mean, once we've got the hang of this car and have kind of got up to speed, it's not vanishing as alarmingly quick as it could do. So there is something. There is some hope for, well, there's definitely hope for us in the off-road stuff. The Bentley's definitely not going to be able to win every race of an adventure, because it will be next to useless on the dirt, and, well, we won't be, and there'll be a bunch of other cars also on the off-road race tyres. I don't know what vehicles are on what particularly. I'm not sure what is following us. We have definitely got away from that Impala. I don't know whether it may have missed a checkpoint somewhere, because it does seem to have vanished. I don't think we were disappearing that quickly away from it. Yeah, things are a little bit spread out, but this is a very specialised circuit. Oh, we had pulled away from whatever was following us as well, so that's obviously had a bad turn one. Yeah, this is a very, very specialised circuit, so it was always likely to be the case. You know, I really don't know if that Bentley's actually getting that much further away each lap. If that is the case, that's good news. If that is the case, that's very good news for me, because this would be the track that would be perfect for the Bentley, and we are not as far back as we could be. We are well clear of third place. So, yeah, I will take, as a start, second place is definitely not shabby at all for the Typhoon. I mean, it's pretty much flat through that final section. It's remarkably good. All things considered, that's not bad handling. I'm pleased with that. Oh, it was a different Bentley. God dear, all the Bentleys were up at the front. We were doing it for GMC in that one. Silver. That's a heck. Considering the power of that thing, Silver managing to get a lap time like that, well done. To say, we're not too far away from Shadow. We were quicker than the Turbo R. It was all the Bentleys. We were the only non-Bentley up at the front. We are taking the fight to the Bentleys. Yeah, that Typhoon, very, very solid. I think it's going to be a solid all-rounder. I'm going to say that now. Could be wrong later on. However, yeah, good start. Happy enough with that one. We head to the Caldera circuit for our next race. It is essentially the polar opposite of our first one. Well, actually, no, I take it back, actually, because it's a technical circuit this time, but we are on dirt. This should be the Typhoon's strong point. If I'm honest, the Typhoon should be very good here. If it isn't, I'm in trouble. I don't know what I'm most afraid of. I mean, the Levante maybe, although I don't know if they're going to have the PI. So Levantes are quite heavy. But I don't know if they're going to have the PI for the... Are they going to be on off-road race tyres? I mean, it'd be madness not to with them. The Ram might be quite good. We will have to wait and see. Of course, other things may well also be swapped to all-wheel drive with off-road race tyres. I don't know if much is going to have the size tyres that we have. And we do have a literal mountain of torque to get us up this hill. We have 1,000 of it, although I would expect quite a few cars are running the diesel. I cannot confirm, but I would imagine to try and make weight the Impala may be running the diesel, although I think they're quite heavy to begin with. However, yeah, you might go for the diesel as well. Can we sweep around the outside here? Chevy does not want to give it up, but I'm going to give it space because I don't know if it's still alongside. It's going to cut underneath us. I'm hoping we can carry enough momentum here, which we do. We're going to keep ourselves to the inside. We've got to deal with the rocks, which I don't really want to, but we are through and we are into the lead of the race. Now we've got the Turbo R is coming with us as well. So this is probably going to be the race for the more car vehicles. The really big trucks I think are going to struggle, potentially. The likes of the Ram may struggle. This certainly doesn't seem to have done so well. I mean, while I am kind of in an SUV, the Typhoon is, by modern standards, not exactly big, so, you know, that's fine. Does seem to be the Bentley that is giving us the most trouble. I didn't think about building one of those, because I've never built one of those either, or never really had much success with one of those, but there we go. Right, through. Can the Bentley carry that much speed through there? Nope, but neither can we, because we brushed the wall. It's fine. We are basically flat through that section, which is, I mean, it's nice. We're flat all the way up the hill. Bentley cannot quite live with that level of speed, can it? That's good news for us. I think it's just the front tyres on this are huge. So the rear tyres being 305, I mean, is going to help. We're not likely to get oversteer though. So yeah, 285 front tyres is big. The Bentley will not have that level of turning, basically. It will not be able to get into the corners as well as we can. It's not bad. It is the vehicle keeping us most honest, and we're definitely not... you know, we make a mistake. We're not a checkpoint ahead, so to speak. We miss a checkpoint, we're going to be in trouble here. But, yeah, it's that section there. I think the Bentley actually keeps up with us quite well through the lot of the lap, but down here, through that chicane, and then past the house, we just turn in so well. Bentley does not have an answer for that. I'm actually probably over-revving this engine a little bit. Probably get away with shifting a little earlier. But, I mean, it's working at the moment. Turn 1 wasn't very good for me there. Now, Shadow is down in 11th place. And this is, when you have very specialised cars, this is what does happen. Sometimes, well, Shadow's actually now moved up to 10th. Probably not the only one with a super specialised car. All-wheel drive, I mean, all-wheel drive will help with the slicks. It's not going to be great, but, yeah, it'll help it compared to perhaps some rear-wheel drive weirdness. Come on, get through this next one. This has not actually been a very good lap for me in terms of pace. Don't miss a checkpoint like an idiot. I know it's not been a good lap. The Bentley's much closer. I was going to have a look. Where is... Yeah, Silver's down in 9th. So the other Bentley 8 litre also, funnily enough, struggling a little bit. Still got to try and fight off one Bentley for a victory here as we climb up the hill. And yeah, that was a bad lap. And now the Turbo R is right behind us. Will it be able to... Will it try and find a way past? Will it have the front end grip? That is the big question here. So we can carry... a little bit of a bump there. Actually upset our car. We got fired out a little bit wide. It's not the end of the world. We are not quite so good through there. But Bentley has found a way through that section to kind of go with us. It can live with us a bit better there now. But it is not going to be enough to find a way past... Yeah, slightly scruffy penultimate lap. Bentley found some pace towards the end of it, but it wasn't going to be enough to beat the Typhoon. I think pretty damn similar laps between the pair of us there, where no one else had an answer for those two vehicles. In fact, the Bentley a little bit quicker. Jesus, we were a second quicker than anything else. The Tornado, the next best. The Impala does get on the podium. The Levante would manage 5th in all of that ahead of a Crown Vic. Yeah. It was very much the Typhoon versus the Turbo R in that one. We made the most... I think we got up to speed a little bit quicker. The Bentley, though, did find a way to match us, but ran out of time to do anything. Okay, well, my Typhoon was supposed to be good there, and it was good there. That is... I say the important stuff. Definitely. That's good to know. We are off to the Arch Circuit for our next race. This could be an interesting prospect. We've got me and the Bentley Turbo R towards the front. Now, the 8 litre of Shadow is behind. The Silver's all the way at the back. I'm a bit scared of Silver's car. That thing's going to be an absolute monster down the start-finish straight, but it's going to have some handling woes in places. Shadow's is going to be a monster in the corners, but we'll probably have some straight-line speed woes. Me and Neo are likely to be similar. The Impala may well be faster than us in a straight line, but then have handling issues. I don't know how this is going to go, basically. And that is the joy of this. This is going to be all sorts of mixed up. Now, if the Bentleys end up fighting one another, could that help me, maybe? A little bit. I mean, you can see Shadow is about to run out of straight line speed in that thing. It could be a very frustrating race for Shadow, because Shadow will have a mountain of grip, although even with slicks. This is the thing with that 8 litre, even with slicks, it isn't actually great handling. It needs, I mean, that's why, you know, it gets away with 500 horsepower and the PI and everything, because, well, it's not great handling. The Impala's going to pop out of ghost mode at an awkward point for me here. Where is that going to appear? Okay, we will follow it through. Yeah, what's likely to happen is we're going to annoy Shadow, although I think Silver might just go flying past all of us down the start-finish straight, because they seem to have got that thing hooked up quite well in the corners. Well, I mean, yeah, they ducked underneath. I think they may have lifted to not get the putt. Yeah, it was a little bit of a laggy bump as well that put us out wide. Now, we're not very fast down the straight. I mean, we're not awful. We're better than Shadows, but we aren't great down here. There goes Silver. Can't match that for straight line speed. Frustrating thing is that we are very good in the corners, and I fear we're going to get just held up by everything. Here comes the Levante. That's surprisingly quick down the straights. Well, it's going to struggle to stop that one in time. We're going to make the most of an opportunity that arose. A little unfortunate for the Impala there. That was not what it really wanted. But, yeah, we got gifted that one a smidge. Okay, Silver can take out the street furniture. That works for me. They do a mighty job of keeping that thing somehow pointing in a straight line as we head. Now, we are going to be, in theory, we should be better through these corners than the Bentley. As you can see, it is slipping and sliding all over the place. Although, it's actually looking better in the turns than the Turbo R, to be honest with you. Isn't a match for us. However, then goes that speed. That's just insanely fast in a straight line. Big lift and brake and everything through the final corner, which I do not have to do. We don't really need to... We're just flat. We're just flat through that section. We'll be flat through turn 1 as well. Is the Levante flat through there? Well, I mean, it was, and it hit the wall in doing it. We're going to have to potentially defend from the Maserati going forward, because that's got surprisingly good top end. I'm going to guess, though, perhaps because that's a modern car, it is, well, maybe the Ram's a bit newer, but that's got the aerodynamic properties of Barnsley. The Maserati has actually got some decent top end in it down there. Yeah, no one's going to be able to have an answer for that Bentley at all around here. It's whether I can do anything about second place. Shadow is coming to join in the fight a little bit back there in the other 8 litres machine. So this is where we can make a lot of time up. Okay, we were very quick on the way in. Maybe shouldn't have run into the corner that hard. Maybe a little ambitious for us there. And the problem is now I'm going to maybe be a bit vulnerable to the Levante down at turn... I mean, turn 1 maybe. It's more the braking zone for the next corner that's the issue. And the other thing is I don't really want to be fighting the Levante, because if we start losing time here, Turbo R really will get away. Again, Levante tries the outside at turn 1. Not likely to happen. Not against the Typhoon. It's one of the better handling vehicles here. You are unlikely to pull that one off. I mean, all the gap the Turbo R gets, we then reel in. It's an agonising battle here for second. I mean, it's probably a little bit like the Turbo R was feeling in the previous race. The roles are reversed, only this time it's for second and third rather than first and second. That bit of street furniture can bounce off a building. That is the Bentley making a little mistake. That is the opportunity we needed right here. We just needed the door to be semi-opened, and it was. The Turbo R ran wide. We will sneak the Typhoon past. Turbo R is going to have a look underneath. Oh, again, we just get a little shuffled. Silver with a massive slide. Did a great job of gathering that one all back up, because that looked like it was about to have a tremendous shunt, but has done. We've got Shadow up to 4. Sorry, I might say Shadow. So Silver did a great job of gathering that thing up. It was all over the place. We are going to come under fire. Didn't expect that to be able to get underneath us here. We're going to have to do this the hard way. Now, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to... No, I was going to go for a cutback, but they braked quite early, so we may have to try to stick it out the long way round at turn 1. Couldn't do it. That's unfortunate for us. Where are we going to find a way? Yeah, whoa, that's very slow through there. We are stuck looking a long way. Yeah, we've just been stuck through that section. That's frustrating. We may have to launch it somewhere. No, I don't think we're going to be able close enough, because I think that's just going to get out of range. It's going to be the penultimate corner if we launch it to the inside. Neo will defend up here, does quite a good job, and we are not going to be close enough to do anything. Yeah, we had enough speed for seconds, but we got boxed out at the critical point where we really couldn't afford to. Maybe I should have tried going around the outside on the way towards that arch. I actually didn't expect the Turbo R to be as slow through there. That's more of what caught me out. Annoyed with that. Should have done better. Should have done better. Should have been second, but there we go. That is the way that it goes sometimes. Yeah. Well, we managed to stop an all Bentley, but we are literally the car stopping all Bentley podiums at the moment. Levante had some real pace around there. It just got a bit stuck in traffic in all of that. Some very, very close lap times, and then the leader. That was always like to be a good track, though, for Silver's vehicle. Yeah, good race, fun battle. Yeah, slightly disappointed in myself could have been better had we not made a little mistake and not misjudged how much that Turbo R is going to be able to get turned through the first corner, but that is how it goes sometimes. We are off to the River Scramble for our next race. Okay, nice spot on the grid for me. That's what we want. Got the Impala in front. We are just stuck, I think, with the Turbo R. Bentley right behind us. Should probably be an interesting battle between us and that Turbo R. The 8 litres, I mean, this track not quite as mean as the Caldera circuit in terms of, well, there's a bit of tarmac. But, I mean, the monstrous 8 litres are just not going to work. I think Silvers might be on rally tyres from the look, but, yeah, the off-road race are going to be so, especially when we deal with this much power, the off-road race are going to be so much better on the dirt that I don't think that 8 litre is going to be able to manage. We may have to do this the hard way if the Turbo R has obviously got more power than we do, and will lead the way. I'm a little bit... Well, I'm glad we were in ghost mode for that, because it was going to be a little bit skewed. Now, one thing I may have over the cars around me, I've got ride height, possibly, being an SUV, might help me through the water. I don't know. Can we get to the inside of the Turbo? Well, we can. It was a little bit of a bump on that one. I don't know. Ooh, we're going to miss the checkpoint if we're not careful. I'm going to give that place back, because it was a little bit of a bump through there. So it's a funny corner, that one, because it looks like you can carry a lot of speed on the way into it, but you can't actually carry as much as you think you can. So it's really easy. It's really easy to end up in the wall on your own, let alone with a Typhoon flinging it to the inside. So yeah, we'll give the place back. We want to do it fairly and legit and everything. There are definitely going to be parts on this circuit where we are quick. This section here in particular should be strong for the Typhoon. Can we line this up for a pass as we head onto the tarmac? We will get alongside. The Impala, though, is holding on for the moment. It's not just me and the Bentley this time around. That Impala is definitely going to make life interesting for us. We are to the inside here, and the Turbo R is right out of grip on that wider line. I will sneak a pass, and that'll put us up into a second place. The Impala drifting its way into the whatever corner number that is, lost count. Busy focusing on battling at the moment. Now we're all on off-road race tyres. We could all, all don't care the slightest bit about going through or on the dirt here. Can we reel in that Impala? I mean, you can see how much better the front end of our vehicle is in terms of turning in. The Impala will be on quite big tyres as well. I don't know exactly what size tyres that vehicles get, but it will be on decent size. I mean, if it's fighting like this, it's going to be all-wheel drive converted, right? Seeing as the other two of us are, and I mean, these three vehicles are clearly the off-road spec cars, right? It was like it in the first round. We are very much in a class of our own here. The Impala are a little faster than me down the straight, but we are significantly better in the twisty bits. Not quite going to get underneath there. May get underneath into the final corner. May be able to make a pass stick. Bit of a slide job to the inside. The Impala got out a little bit wide. However, it's not clear. There is an Impala still alongside. It's still got the overlap here as we head to half distance. Oh, okay, the fence actually slowed us down through there. That was almost a disaster. We've survived it, though. We've come out the other side in one piece. Can we sweep around the outside of the Impala? We're on the inside for the next corner. We make it stick. The Impala cuts back underneath. Good cutback from the Chevy. It's what it had to do through there. It's still on a slightly funky line. We have to give it some space. The Bentley's waiting to pick up any pieces, which, let's face it, are bound to come its way at some point. The Bentley is to the inside. The Bentley passes the Impala. We have got the lead into the next section. Oh, Bentley helps us through the corner. We're all out a little bit wide through there. That's fine. We are absolutely miles ahead of fourth place. That is a Crown Vic, I believe. Actually, we're not as far ahead as I thought we were going to be, but this is a wonderful battle here as we head up over the hill. Now the Turbo R, see, this is not really an overtaking place. You can get alongside, but it's very dicey to do an overtake down this part. The overtaking bit, thankfully, is the bit where we are quite good. Although I say that, we've actually run a little bit wide this time around into there. I knew we were potentially vulnerable to the Turbo R, so I had to push it under brakes. And yeah, Turbo R's having a look, but that's a very acute angle to go for. It's going to make that car slow on the exit. Now, what could help me here? Impala's not quite close enough to profit from that. Couldn't go and join, make a battle for second and give me a little reprieve. It is going to be between me and that Turbo R for the victory. That's a little too brave. Into that corner, we're going to have to defend. That was just park it on the apex. I knew we were going to be vulnerable because I made a slight mistake. So it was park it on the apex, defend as heavily as you can, because the Bentley was always going to try and cut underneath us. Now, Bentley's going to go to the inside down here. It's got some good speed. It may have enough to try this. Oh, it did. It got alongside, but it couldn't complete it. Because that's, again, we've got decent grip in these corners. It's remarkably close between us and that Turbo R. I'm probably not shifting up enough because I'm not used to driving a diesel, and I'm definitely not used to driving a 10-speed car in this. The Bentley is again having a look, but it's having a look at the point it doesn't really want to be having a look. It's this next corner where it definitely does want to have a try, and it's not where it actually is quite close. We're going to run in there with some speed, as has the car behind. There is one more corner to go. Will it be close enough to have a try? Oh, it's there. It had a go. It had a go, but it wasn't really ever going to be quite enough. It was always going to be a bit into the door through that section. It is going to be very close across the line. Great race. Very, very good race. The Impala could not quite live with our pace once we got past. The Typhoon made a very effective roadblock. It was, yeah, remarkably close between the pair of us. The Crown Vic actually had some real pace. It just obviously got stuck a little bit at the start through there. Levante was up into 5th. I think that was... Is that a different way? Yeah, I think that's a different Levante. Or maybe they've been maybe I've lost track of which Levante was where. The 8 litres did not enjoy life, funnily enough. But yeah, what a battle at the front. Fantastic duel between me and the Turbo R. The Impala was involved as well for a fair bit of that. And breathe. I'll take the victory. That was hard work. That was hard work indeed. For our final race, we head to the Bolo Ocho circuit. Very different challenge. This is very twisty, if anything, twistier than the Gardens track. Although it is raining, which means the slick tyre, although it may not stay raining, who knows what's going to happen in this one. I feel like we're probably not a terrible shout. I feel like the Typhoon and probably the Turbo R are very good overall. The 8 litres on some stuff are maybe a little faster. Certainly around here. Shadow's vehicle will be faster around here if it dries up. It might even be faster around here with these currents. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Rain is not the biggest thing in Forza. So we will have to wait and see how this all plays out. I suspect Silver is going to struggle with the other 8 litre. One thing we will potentially struggle with is traffic. If we can get out, whoever gets out of this mess first is going to be in the driving seat, so to speak. And it looks like it may be the Impala. Don't know who's in ghost mode and who isn't. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were still in ghost mode. But you were in ghost mode. That was not even out of my vehicle at that point. That is unfortunate. I mean, I don't know what I can do at that point. It was in ghost mode, so I drove it as such, and then it decided it wasn't in ghost mode. Yeah. Oh. That is the problem. That is why I would like to be able to turn ghost mode off. While there are times where, yes, it is useful, it can avoid chaos, it can also cause chaos. Because you just don't know at what point... Well, you say the cars can pop out of ghost mode, but if they're in it, then sometimes, but like that one there, you don't quite know when they are then fully out of it. Yeah, that is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. We've got, well, it's me and Neo up at the front that are leading the way. We are having a little issue getting the car slowed down there. I would think maybe we have a little bit more turning through here than the Bentley. This track might actually suit us slightly more than the Bentley, although I guess we will find out. The Crown Vic's actually having a good race. That's up in 3rd place, trying to fend off from Shadow's 8 litre. Silver is doing a great job with the power monster around here. This is not where I would want to be driving 1300 horsepower car. I don't know how they've got that to be even close to usable, because I tell you I couldn't. It's as simple as that. We've got a relatively sensible spec build here. I mean, I like this Typhoon. I mean, it's not how I would build it. There are way better ways to build this than what we have got here, but for the regulations, as I said, an overall car, I'm very happy with it. We will carry some pace through there. Yeah, I don't think the 8 litre doesn't have an answer for us at the moment, although it is up to third and maybe clear of traffic. The Turbo R also does not have an answer for now. We will be neat and tidy in that final turn. It's just don't make any mistakes now at this point. It is just, yeah, don't make any mistakes. Don't miss a checkpoint. Don't bump a wall. Don't hit the awkward braking zone bits, which is easier said than done, because while we have a small lead, we are by no means like overwhelmingly fast. We cannot switch off. We have still got to be pushing this almost as hard as it can go, because if we don't, Turbo R will catch us. It's close enough to, again, although it is, I can tell you the Turbo R is really pushing. I think we're a couple of tenths faster here than the Bentley, which is helpful to us as their overdrive. I mean, we've talked about this before. I've done it plenty of times before. When you're behind, as I say that, we go wide at the final corner. When you're behind, but not behind by a crazy amount, you're just pushing it that little bit harder trying to catch up, and then you make silly mistakes. You get too much oversteer, you run wide in a braking zone, and all of that kind of stuff, and you just lose more time to the car ahead. It's very easily done. We've all done it. In fact, yeah, Bentley's had a bad lap in trying to catch us. I don't think we just need to do really nothing stupid now. The Turbo R has made the mistakes. I mean, those are the mistakes that I was talking about. If I had made those, we would have been under huge amounts of pressure on this final lap. Thankfully for me, they were made by the vehicles behind, which has given me a fair bit of comfort on this final lap. Yeah, it's been a little bit fortuitous that the weather went our way a bit. The start went our way a little bit. I'm very sorry to Quackula in that one. It's just an unfortunate gamey moment on that one. I had a bad final lap because it was like, well, we were far enough away. I don't have to do anything stupid now. Yeah. A Typhoon, a strong overall car, pretty much. Very, very close between me and... that about sums it up with me and the Bentley, I think. Yeah. That pretty much sums up like Speed Beast. The Tornado finally came good at the end. 52.7 and would get fastest lap. I think that about sums it up with me and the Turbo R. Both incredibly strong overall cars. The 8 litres on their right circuits were untouchable. However, incredibly specialised in their various ways. Shadow's full grip. The Silver's full power. Which, yeah, works in some places but doesn't work everywhere, whereas me and the Bentley would work everywhere. The Crown Vic gets on the podium as well. The Impala was kind of a like our vehicle, it's just not quite as good overall. It's just struggled a little bit in places. But yeah, well, that was some good fun racing. And I have a feeling a Turbo R is going to be very bored looking at the back of a Typhoon. I like this vehicle, though. Definitely not how I built it for B-Class, but for these regs, did not work too badly. Well, there we go. That is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There will be a link in the description, and find the Versus Community sign-up section. You can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it for me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.